Even though ESPN wants to try and push him to Dallas, Chapel Bill is still out here recruiting some star transfers to come to Carolina. What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? My name is Nathan. I am one half of your Heel Brothers. And Bill Belichick and this amazing staff that he has put together is going out and grabbing North Carolina an amazing transfer portal list that we have been trying to cover for 3 weeks now, 3 to 4 weeks now. We have done so many of these update videos. It's crazy. And we're back with yet another one. I know it's going to be a smaller one today, but this one today, for me, is going to be the most important. North Carolina has had so much movement over the last month, ever since Mac Brown was let go as head coach. You go through the bowl game, they hire Bill Belichick, everything that's been going on. There's been so much news, recruiting, transfer portal, people leaving, declaring. There's been so much news that has come out of Chapel Hill. It's been absolutely insane. We've been trying our best to cover as much as possible. And if you want to keep yourself up to date with what's going on, make sure and head over to our community section on this YouTube page, on our YouTube page right here. You guys can check out everything that's been going on. The only thing we haven't been covering too consistently has been the head coaching hires, or the coaching hires, I should say. And we're going to do that a little bit more right here pretty soon. We're going to do a whole entire video of every single coaching hire, along with the entire transfer portal list once this thing finally dies down. And I thought it was going to be done by now, but we have a few more transfers to talk about today. And today, I got 3 transfers that have come in, but these are 3 major ones. And I think this is probably the top end of the transfer portal list that we've gotten. And we've gotten some awesome guys coming into Carolina from all over the country now. California, Washington, right here in this area, the North Carolina Tobacco Road and everything else. We have a lot of people coming into North Carolina just in the transfer list, and also some recruiting stuff as well. So let's talk about who's coming in right now. As always in these videos, we like to talk about the transfers from North Carolina, the Tar Heels that have hit the transfer portal. Today we have one of them, and that is quarterback Jacoby Criswell. This is a guy that he just finished up his second stint here at North Carolina. Originally came to Carolina right around the Sam Howell era, lost the quarterback battle to Drake May back a few years ago, hit the portal, went to Arkansas, which was his home, and came back to Carolina this past offseason. Not knowing that he was going to end up being QB1. He came in as QB3 because he had Max Johnson and Connor Harrell duking it out for the starting position at the quarterback for the North Carolina Tar Heels, the one that Max ended up winning. And in the third quarter of the Minnesota game, he obviously goes down. Connor comes in, finishes that game, and then looks to be really shaky. So they put in Jacoby Criswell, a guy that was told in the offseason, hey, you're not going to be playing for us this year. Get yourself ready and get excited for the spring practice that would be happening this year, because that's when you'll have a chance to really get into the quarterback conversation. And he came in and he did everything that he could for North Carolina. I've saw a lot of hate for Jacoby Criswell over the last little bit ever since he transferred. I don't understand it personally because of the situation that he was in. This guy did an amazing job with what he was asked to do in the time that he was asked to do it. And he stepped up for North Carolina and really delivered a lot. Unfortunately, it just didn't prosper out to be wins, but that's okay. It happens. Some SEC schools like Georgia have been in contact with Jacoby, and I just hope the best for him moving forward. Now, I want to talk about the transfers that have come from Carolina, the former Tar Heels that have found new homes. And we also just have one this week. We've been covering a lot. A good bit of them last week we covered. But offensive lineman Malik McGowan has went to UNLV. He saw some time over here at North Carolina. Was a starter at certain points throughout the season, especially when the injury to Aiden Banfield happened. And he showed some promise there at times. So he's hit the portal and he has went to UNLV. I believe they're getting a guy that's going to be able to put in some work for him over there. So good luck to Malik McGowan and all the transfers that have come from Carolina and found new homes. All the luck to you as well. And probably we're going to be hearing from Jacoby Criswell probably pretty soon. I got a feeling. We'll see what happens. And probably on this next update video, he'll be in that new home category. Now, this is when the fun really gets started, because these are now the North Carolina Tar Heels, the brand new North Carolina Tar Heels coming from different places. And today we have 3. These are three big ones, and I can't wait to get into these things. So let's start off with kicker, and I believe I'm saying this right. Kicker Jaffer Murphy out of Lake Erie College. It's the Division II school. He is a 6'1", 183-pound kicker that is actually a Liberia native that was born in Liberia and raised in Iowa. Forget exact. I think he had maybe some foster parents or something of that nature, or was adopted. I can't remember the exact story. I don't want to say, but I think it was something to that nature. But he grew up in Iowa. He does have 1 year of eligibility left. Now, a little bit about Jaffer. He is a two-sport athlete. This guy has played soccer and football and has been very good at both of them. He set a conference record this past season with a 60-yard field goal against the wind. This dude's nuts. This dude is absolutely ridiculous. You look at his body. He is a very built individual. You check him out for sure. Go down to our community page and you guys can see the image that we have for him. And also the image that pop up right here on the screen as well. He did go 17 of 17 with extra points and had 28 touchbacks off kickoffs and hit a 70 and a 72-yard field goal in drills and workouts. This dude's awesome. He has got a leg on him. He does have 1 year eligibility left, which is unfortunate, but with the absence of Noah Burnett obviously going to Notre Dame, as we talked in last week, he hit the portal, and some uncertainty at the kicking position, it is good to see that Jaffer is coming to North Carolina. I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy does. I've watched a little bit of his film that he's posted on his Twitter page and his X page, and I would say go check that out because this kid looks like he is going to be something special for us over here at North Carolina. Next up, and this is the one I was talking about last week. I was waiting on it. I didn't want to say it, didn't want to jinx nothing, but defensive back Thaddius Dixon has joined the North Carolina Tar Heels. He is originally from the Washington Huskies under Armand and also Steve Belichick last year as well. So is very familiar with our coaching staff and the guys that we brought in, and very excited to see what this guy does. He is a 6'1", 186-pound DB with 2 years of eligibility remaining. In his 2 years at UW, he had a total of 69 tackles, 16 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions. Most of those pass breakups, it was over 10, was this year, this 2024 year. In 2024, his PFF grades, his Pro Football Focus grades, right? 47% completion rate, 65.7 rating on a passer rating allowed, 80.9 coverage grade. This guy is a stud, and he's just getting started. Last year was his breakout year, and I believe it's only going to get continually better, considering you got Armando right there, the DB coach is going to be right there alongside of him. Armand's obviously a really good recruiter, as we've already said, and I think it was last week we mentioned it, but dude's an awesome recruiter. Has brought Peyton Waters as well. Also pulled a DB in a 2026 class out of California coming down. And he has done a really good job with the defensive backs. And Thaddius Dixon has been a stud over in Washington. So I'm very excited to see what Thaddius is able to do alongside guys like Gavin Gibson that we talked about, who came from East Carolina. The DB room, Marcus Allen is still with us. The DB room is going to be looking pretty solid for us over there. And I'm really excited for that. Because we've had some issues with that and up front. But that leads us into the next transfer, and this one is really big for us. North Carolina's had an issue with the trenches, both defensively and offensively. Well, Bill Belichick got him a guy, an offensive lineman, Daniel King, out of Troy. This guy was the 7th-ranked offensive lineman in the portal. They pulled him. He is a 6'5", 340-pound offensive lineman. I love reading off those statistics or that height and weight. That's awesome. That's a good body, and Bill Belichick's done a really good job of putting really good bodies on the offensive line. That's for sure. He does have 1 year of eligibility remaining. He is a 2-time All Sun Belt second-team honoree. He's only allowed 1 sack in 408 plays. That's good, man. That's pretty daggum good. 1 sack in 408 plays. If an entire offensive line could do something like that, that would be pretty sweet, man. I'm just saying, he is an experienced piece that was ranked 4th best. He's the 4th best ranked run blocker in 2024. Think about that for a second. We had some issues last year with our run blocking, that's for sure. Omarion Hampton was able to be Omarion Hampton, but we saw it in the bowl game as well. We couldn't run on UConn to save our lives. And that's because you didn't have Omarion Hampton sitting back there. You got some young guys, and we're going to continue to have young guys back there. So we got to be able to block for them, to give them gaps and give them space for them to get into, to create some plays for us, because we're going to need that some next year. Of course, you got to have a balanced offense, and a guy like this, as experienced as he is, with an Austin Blasky coming back, you still have a Trey Green, the Christo Kelly that also just came in. You got some guys over there that are experienced, and it's really going to help a lot with us, with the brand new offensive line coach, and Will Friend, I believe his name is. I'm excited to see what this kid can do. But Daniel King declared originally for the NFL draft before deciding to transfer to North Carolina. He saw that Bill Belichick was there, got interested, and he talked to North Carolina and a couple of other schools from what I can tell, but he decided to come right here to North Carolina, hang out with Bill Belichick, and get coached by an NFL guy 1 year before he goes to the NFL, because I fully expect him to go to the NFL, next year. He's already declaring for the draft. People want him, and I don't think it's going to hurt him at all being here one more season to just boost up that resume. So I'm excited. These 3 transfers for North Carolina are huge, in my opinion. They're absolutely big. The kicking game, special teams has been a problem for us at times. I love Noah Burnett. Burnett's a good kicker, but we saw some inconsistencies with him and his kicking. Also with the kickoffs, we need some help there. Punting, that's the biggest thing that we're going to need help on. And I think, maybe Jaffer ends up being a punter. We will see. I don't know what Bill Belichick's got going on, but bringing a guy in that has some stats like that, with consistency levels like that, along with a Thaddius Dixon, a stud defensive back for Carolina to have right there on the back end with Marcus Allen and Gavin Gibson and all these young guys that we have there, with a Zion Ferguson and a Ty Adams and all these names that are going to be back there. Peyton Waters is back there as well. And bringing in Daniel King, another experienced body on the offensive line to help Carolina create something that we haven't had, and that is a consistently decent offensive line. That is the goal, and they're putting some good bodies together to potentially, and this is all potential now, to potentially be able to provide that for North Carolina, which is going to be huge. And I'm ready for spring ball. I cannot say it enough. I'm excited for spring ball. I'm going to be at the spring game, and I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about all these transfers coming in. Again, once the portal finally does die down, we'll do a full complete list of all the brand new transfers that have come into North Carolina, and we'll kind of break down into them a little bit more, or maybe even make it a live stream for you guys, and you guys can all hang out with me while we do it. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, check out the channel for more of this football content we got coming soon. We got some basketball. We're getting ready to kick into some baseball. And later on this week, you guys are getting a brand new podcast from us, the Hill Brothers Podcast, every Friday. This week's going to be awesome because we got AJ from Tar Heel Illustrated coming on with us. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go.